Another week of dream season football. This one week number 6, starting off with a dog game. The Panthers traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, and early on things would go Atlanta way. Matt Ryan down inside the Panthers side of the field. They would kick a field goal, lead 3-0. Now Delhomme gets some success and nearly gets a touchdown, but Muhammad fumbles the football, picked up by the Falcons, and that's a big turnover. The Falcons would go on to win 20-17. After 3 weeks of the year, the Redskins and Eagles game looked to be a blowout by Philadelphia. But after 2 straight losses by the Eagles and very sluggish offensive play, this would be one heck of a second half the Eagles would need to come back in this one. Intercepted right before halftime. That's Coleman getting the turnover. And then Sammy Baugh and the Redskins would take advantage right before halftime. Lionel Taylor into Eagles territory. And with 2nd and goal from the 1, this is where the Redskins would bog down, and the incomplete pass would make the Redskins settle for a field goal, 3-0 at halftime. Third quarter, Randall Cunningham, his 3rd pick of the afternoon. Champ Bailey gets that one and goes for 6, and Washington extends its lead at 10-0 here in Washington. Now the Eagles have to respond. Cunningham drives him down the field with a 3rd and goal from the 4. Tommy McDonald catches it and is 1/2 yard short, and the Eagles settle for a field goal. This would be a big moment in the game, as the Eagles would have to score next time out. 3rd down and 8, and the Redskins would be unable to get the first, but would pin the Eagles deep. 95 yards to go for a tie ball game. Terrell Owens there. And on 4th down and 2, the pass would be complete. He breaks a tackle and gets the first down. Timmy Brown gets to the 23-yard line. Now on a new set of downs, the Eagles would fire it deep, and this is Tommy McDonald getting into Redskins territory. Now this is a big play by the Eagles, because Cunningham gets the first down and gets near the 10-yard line, but gets injured and would be out for the rest of the game. The 4th quarter comeback would have to be led by Michael Vick. On 3rd and 16 in field goal range, it's incomplete. So on 4th and 16, this is the game. The pass again intended for Carmichael, and it's incomplete. Pass is tipped away, and the Eagles fall to 3-3 in an ugly slugfest that they lose 10-3. The New York Giants, after starting the year 0-3, can be tied with the Eagles for first place in the division with a win here today in rainy New York. Ahmad Bradshaw will start the afternoon with a 22-yard touchdown, and the Giants lead this one 7-0, and that will be just the beginning of the New York domination. Eli Manning to the end zone. Touchdown to Jones, and now the Giants lead 20-0 midway through the 3rd. And yet another score by the Giants will put this game out of reach. Giants win and are 3-3. Bills 4-2. Colts and the Bengals, 2 teams headed in obviously opposite directions early on. Unitas play action, touchdown to John Mackey, 27-yard score. And in Cincinnati, the Colts lead 7-0. Now here's where Cincinnati would get onto a roll following a Bengals 3-and-out. Unitas firing deep, and that is Tommy Casanova for the interception. And the Bengals would take that one into the red zone, but Husmanzada drops a touchdown. And then a 3rd down and 3 from the 5-yard line. Anderson would be sacked on the play, and that would be the end of the half, as the Bengals don't have any timeouts. They now trail 7-0, and it'd be 14-0 here. Colts improved to 4-2, and now are tied for first in the AFC South with the Texans. Bengals struggling at 1-5. Steelers have a chance here in Jacksonville to take a firm grasp of first place in the AFC North. They're trying to improve to 5-1, and early on, this connection from Terry Bradshaw to Santonio Holmes would try and do just that. The Jaguars are playing for a tie in first place in the AFC North, but their offensive struggles would lead into the 2nd quarter, and Bradshaw and the Steelers would take advantage, getting into the red zone, and then Bradshaw this time to John Stallworth to make it 14-0. Here in the rain, and the passing game working all day for Pittsburgh, not so much for Jacksonville. Brunell picked off by Mel Blount, his 4th INT of the year, and the Jaguars lay an egg here in Pittsburgh, and they fall to 3-3, Steelers 5-1. 49ers travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. What was the game of the week? This one, an epic one coming right down to the wire. Detroit playing better than their talent says the past few weeks, and this is Bobby Lane showing it on his first drive of the game. This is Merton Hanks, the chicken dance man, getting into 49ers territory, and Montana would take advantage on his first series of the game. This is Jerry Rice to the 19, and then Frank Gore would cap it off with a touchdown, breaking a tackle, getting all the way in for 6. San Francisco leads 7-0 near halftime. Bobby Lane next series. Back to throw, and it would be tipped and caught on the sideline. The beginning of luck for Detroit, and this one in the back of the end zone would be caught for a touchdown to tie the game at 7. Next Lions series. Barry Sanders driving the ball right down the field. This one to get inside the 30-yard line, but on 3rd and 14, Lane. I mean, you got to get close to hitting the receiver. Come on. Incomplete pass. Lions settle for a field goal. 10-7 now. Montana play action. Joe Perry breaking several tackles down the right sideline and gets 19 to get into Lions territory. Now 3rd down and 8. Montana fumbles the ball. It's a second fumble of the afternoon, and the Lions recover again. And now Detroit will take over here late in the 4th quarter. Around 3rd and 14, the Niners defense would have none of it. Turnover on downs. Now do the Niners have a tying or even winning drive here in them? This one to get into Detroit territory. And on 3rd down and 2 with under 40 seconds left, it's incomplete, overthrown. And then they'll have to settle for the field goal, and Nedney's good to make it 10-all here after 4. So we go to overtime. Niners get the ball first. 2nd and 10. The toss is taken down by Barney 5 yards in the backfield. 3rd down, and it's underneath. That's not going for the first. So a 3 and out. Now do the Lions have a chance in their first series. Underneath complete. And then on 3rd down and 3, the handoff is taken down, and they'll have to bring out the chains. Did Sanders get it? No. He was just short of the first down. 4th and inches, they punt it away. Now the Niners have a chance. 3rd down and 5, a handoff to Garrison Hurst. Second effort, gets the first down by a hair. Now on a new set of downs. Montana would go deep, and this is Terrell Owens right down the sideline, and he's going in for 6. And the Niners win the game 16-10 and keep their undefeated streak alive. Terrell Owens made the catch. Well, this one, the catch too. And the Niners win the game 16-10. Rams and the Packers, both teams with very solid records, only 1 loss in the year. But Green Bay would prove to be the better ball club in this one. After a 14-0 start, Ray Nitschke gets the fumble and goes all the way in for the touchdown. Packers lead 21-0 here, and after another field goal, Rodgers would take to the air, and Shannon Sharp back into the end zone. 31-7 start here at halftime. They would go on to win 38-14. Texans and the Ravens. Houston hoping to get above 500 here in Baltimore, along with the Ravens here in this one. After the Texans score an early touchdown, an injury down on the field. Keith Bullock out 8 weeks. Tough luck for the Houston Texans. And then Ray Rice to cap it off with a touchdown to tie it at 7. And the Bullock-less defense struggling in this one as Joe Flacco would take back to the air, and Denario Alexander to get into the Houston red zone. That one a 60-yard gallop, and Jamal Lewis would cap off the Ravens drive with a touchdown. They lead by 7. Now early in the 3rd quarter, Warren Moon to get into Ravens territory. And then on a 2nd and 10 from the 21, Moon back in the end zone. Ken Burrough to get into the end zone, and the Texans now tie this game up at 14 apiece here in Baltimore. Can the Ravens drive down the field? Tremendous effort by Jamal Lewis to get the first down, but on the following 3rd down, in this time 11 situation, Joe Flacco picked off. That's his 2nd INT of the game. Struggling day for the Baltimore quarterback. Warren Moon back to the air, and this one to get into Ravens territory. Now 4th down and 6, long field goal. This one barely getting over the uprights, and the Texans reclaim the lead, 17-14. Now can the Ravens drive? 4th down and 6. Flacco looking, picked off again. 3rd on the day. Tremendous effort by both ball clubs on the day. Chris Dishman with the 2nd pick of the day. But if you want to blame something for Baltimore, it's the quarterback. Joe Flacco struggling so far. New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Winner here is first in the NFC South. And this one would start the Tampa Bay way. Hardy Nickerson getting the interception and getting deep into Saints territory. and the Buccaneers offense would take advantage. Doug Williams with his only touchdown of the day, but this one to Keyshawn Johnson to make it 10-0 here early in Tampa. But Drew Brees and the Saints would respond in their ensuing series. Marcus Colston to get deep into Buccaneers territory. But on 3rd down and 7, the Saints offense bogs down, settles for a field goal, 3-0. Now, after a 3-13 score here, back to the air, Marcus Colston back into Buccaneers territory. On 2nd down and goal from the 4, Deuce McAllister getting into the end zone, and now the Saints are within a field goal here. Now can Tampa Bay respond late in the 3rd quarter, run for the 1st down. On 3rd down and 6, unable to get the first, they'll give the ball back to the New Orleans Saints offense. Now on a 2nd and 2, Deuce McAllister up the middle to get into Buccaneers territory. And now, after the Saints settle for a field goal, it's all tied up. The Buccaneers with a couple 1st downs can win the game, but Keyshawn Johnson drops the football, and the Saints will get the ball back. Now can they win the ball game with under 40 seconds to go? Drew Brees complete, Eric Martin 1 yard short. They'll punt it away. Buccaneers have a chance now. Warren Dunn to get near the 40-yard line. They call a timeout. 2nd and 17. Doug Williams complete. That is Giles in a face mask. The Buccaneers will have one final play deep into Saints territory after the 15-yard penalty. 1st down and 10 from the 38. They'll kick a field goal, and this one, it's drifting and it's no good by a hair. The Barth field goal attempt, look how close it was right there from getting between the uprights. We go to overtime. Now the New Orleans Saints drive down the field on their first possession. Brees looking, complete, and now they are deep into Buccaneers territory. Field goal range here. 1st down and 10 from the 31. Now on 3rd down and 9, they hand off to Bush, and he gets 7 more yards. 4th down and a short 3. Now can Garrett Hartley win the game again for the Saints? The kick, drifting, no good. And the field goal attempt, possibly the wind took that one, and it's no good, and the Buccaneers will take over. Now can they do anything on their first drive? Pass is complete to Keyshawn Johnson. He hangs on to it there. And on 2nd down and 10, complete, another 8 yards. Buccaneers driving. 2nd down and short, and the Buccaneers get another 1st down. Now they're in the red zone, and let's just call it the field goal unit. Barth this time for the win, and he connects on the short field goal attempt. Tampa Bay wins 16-13. Now they have sole possession of first place in the NFC North. Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots. In this one here in Foxborough, a contest between two teams that have struggled so far in the DSFL. This one, pride points for the Dallas Cowboys. 10-6 start here, and late in the 4th quarter, Tom Brady trying to hurdle over a defender. You're not going to get much yardage doing that, and the Cowboys recover. So the Patriots lose 10-6, and now they are deep in trouble in the AFC East. Browns and the Raiders. Can Oakland lose their 2nd game of the year? But Ken Stabler would have none of it. Tim Brown getting into the end zone, and the Raiders score first, 7-0 here in Oakland. And that was just the beginning of this offensive shootout for only one side of the football. The Raiders getting another touchdown, 14-0, and Fred Biletnikoff birding the Browns for their 2nd score of the game, getting 80 big ones here, and Biletnikoff is back in the end zone. So the Raiders improved to 5-1 in impressive fashion. They win 27-10. Vikings and the Bears on a Sunday night clash, and the Minnesota Vikings looking to make some hay here in the NFC North. But early on, Fran Tarkenton fumbles the football, and it's picked up by Doug Axons, and he's going to take it all the way in for 6, his 2nd touchdown on a fumble return of the year. Bears make it 10-3. Vikings tack on a field goal, but on 4th and goal from the 12 for the perhaps win. Pass is incomplete, and now the Vikings fall to 3-3. Bears 5-1. Final matchup of the afternoon, the Dolphins and the Jets. Can Miami stay undefeated on the year? This one for their 5th straight win of the year, and Mark Clayton will help them with their efforts. 7-3 start, and they would go on to win 28-10. We turn to the standings here in the DSFL. The Steelers with a comfortable 3-game lead here in the North. The Texans and the Colts tied at 4-2 in the AFC South. In the AFC East, the Dolphins still undefeated at 5-0. Raiders at 5-1, 2-game lead over the Chiefs. Packers and the Bears both had a 5-1 record. In the NFC South, the Buccaneers reclaimed first place. They're 4-2. Eagles struggling at 3-3 in the tough NFC East, and the Niners undefeated at 6-0. See you next week.